thanks so much for joining us. This is our segment where we talk about local businesses here. And this is so much fun because Wendy Hendricks and I have been friends since we were pretty much teenagers. We were marching tigers together. And it's so fun that we both have ended up moving to the St. Cloud area and really love this area and call this home. And we're both very passionate about local business and people being able to make it and the things that they love to do. And Wendy, you brought guests with you in studio again. Tell us who's here and what they do. And then we're going to introduce our special guest that's on the phone standing by.
Yes. Well, I have Lorraine from the St. Cloud State Small Business Development Center here today.
Second time.
Yes.
Yes, we're so excited.
Barry is on vacation somewhere warm. And I'm excited to announce our guest who's calling in today, Carrie Carkey. She is the owner of WhiteBox Marketing. I've worked with her for years.
Hi, Carrie.
Hello, I'm so excited.
This is
both
fun.
of you today.
Yeah, this is fun because when I saw your message of Carrie was going to be our guest, I work with Carrie at least once a month. And what is it, Carrie? We've worked together for 3 years with St. Cloud Orthopedics.
I know, so fun. So it's different to be on this side. Usually I'm scheduling people.
Yeah. We're funny. I always have to tell everybody here that when you get an email from me, it is messed up because I'm always emailing while I'm talking. I'm multitasking. So you'll get something and Carrie's used to it. I'm sure Wendy's now used to it. I'll say hello and the H is small and then it's E-L-L-O. They're all capital letters. That's why, you guys, just forgive me for it. I'm the world's worst. But both of those people really get me that way. But this is fun. So tell me about your experience now with Carrie. How did you come to know Carrie?
Well, Carrie and I was trying to think today on the way here. We go way back, mainly through the Chamber and Business Central magazine, which I worked with for many years. So she always was a great supporter of the magazine with her clients. And we've become friends. And I'm just so inspired by her and her journey to own her own agency. And from a commercial real estate perspective, I also want to chat a little bit about what she did with her building. Yeah. She transformed that ugly, dumpy building downtown into this gorgeous space. And now she's, her message is the branding, not just the brand of the business, but the building, her car, the way she dresses. And in honor of Carrie today, I wore the WhiteBox colors.
She did. Can you feel the colors through the radio, Carrie?
I do, of course. Wendy would be a great supporter of that. Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah, she's very fashionable. I've noticed. I've tried to up my game here for these ladies. On Wednesdays only. Every other day it's sweatshirt and no makeup. But for you guys, I try to look better.
Well, I'm going to see Carrie after, so I had to, up my game too.
Okay, so Lorraine.
I know, and I told her I'm not branded today. So, Wendy, you did way better than me today.
Well, Carrie, Lori, have you guys connected? Did you connect with her over her marketing business?
Actually, no. Just because, as I've mentioned before, in our yin-yang relationship in the office, I'm kind of that behind-the-scenes person that just tries to keep the joint going. Right. But what I do know and what I appreciate about the relationship that the SBDC has had with Carrie is the fact that, and now Wendy shared that she thinks she actually pointed Carrie in our direction, and we love what Wendy does for us. But
I think I did, Carrie, way back. I think I referred you to Barry, and then that was kind of the start of your journey with SBDC.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the SBDC is a great little treasure that a lot of people don't know of, and I very much appreciate that, and we're still engaged, so it's been great.
You're still engaged, I love it.
Yeah, no, I really think that the beauty in that relationship is the fact that, she did come in when she was starting her venture, but we try to maintain relationships, and we also try to make sure that people are paired up with the skill set that they need depending on the point that they're at.
Yeah.
So she did start with Barry, and I know that Barry did have her work with a different consultant that had a few more HR skills. And moving on, she left us, but now moving on, again with the services and the needs that Carrie was looking for, we tried to make sure she was matched up with a consultant that could meet her needs.
Carrie, when you think about that experience, before Wendy and you had talked about, getting with them, did you have ideas of what you wanted to do with your business, or did you go, wow, I never would have thought of this?
I appreciate Wendy sharing this with me because, again, as you start a new business, there's lots coming at you. There's a lot of resources out there that you don't know about. So, I think for any entrepreneur, you have a vision for your business, but, you're kind of a lone ranger and you're learning a lot of new skill sets. I used to just be a marketer. Now I do lots of other things besides marketing, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciated the SBDC of just having another partner to kind of challenge me on some things too, and to have somebody to kind of bounce off ideas with that, is not a team member or something like that. So it's a huge value, and I have referenced that on even to other clients that we have coming in that have a vision for their own business. I have very much relayed that suggestion that they reach out. There's huge value for that.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Do you think, Carrie, there's ever a time? No, I guess I should ask now. How long has WhiteBox Marketing been in business here in the St. Cloud area?
Okay, well, you know what? We are going to be going on 4 years in July, and some days it feels like, wow, that went fast, and some days it feels like we've been doing it for a long time. But we're really excited. We've started. I always say I kind of started with my laptop, myself and my fellow colleague, which was kind of a contractor status at that point. And now we have 3.5 years later, 13 people and some contractors and some other bandwidth, and still growing. So it's been fun. It's been fast, and we just keep going. And we always just kind of say at the end of the day, we're just good people doing good things. That's really at the end of the day what we just try to accomplish. Now,
had you been in business for yourself before this, or was this a dream that you're like, I want to make this happen, and I'm just going to quit what I'm doing and I'm going to go for it?
I always laugh. I had lunch with another ad agency owner recently in Minneapolis, and I kind of laughed about it. I'll be honest, and I'm a very honest person. I didn't dream of owning an ad agency. I really didn't. So I worked for a different ad agency. I've been in marketing for 20-some years. Every time I say that, I feel, God, I'm old. But,
we all feel that way,
right? Starting to sound old. But I've been doing this a long time. So when I worked for a different agency, there was an opportunity, I will just say, so I kind of jumped in, offered to purchase that, which was really kind of an account list that I had managed and maintained for a long period of time, rebranded and started my own. So here we go. I didn't dream of this all the time, Kelly, but I found myself doing that.
And here you are.
And something I'm passionate about. Yeah.
And I think that's what is so inspiring about Carrie is that, sometimes people have a dream and maybe they don't know what business to do, but sometimes opportunities come, and to see that opportunity. And I mean, look at how well she's doing, how much she's grown. Another thing that is so inspiring is she's had clients for years. And it's a tough business, and clients will come and go, but she has had really loyal clients for years because she's really passionate and really cares about the client. She wants the long-term relationship. It's not a project, or it's one and done. She's there for the long term.
That's what I like too about, we really try to focus on local business and what people are doing here, because don't you feel like when it is a local business that there's just something special about the connection? We both live here. We both work here. I want to see you be successful, because that's just going to feed our community, and it's going to help us. It kind of goes in a circle, and it helps everybody all the way around.
Well, and even today, she's like, I'm usually behind the scenes booking this, and not, on, but I think that there's a lot of people listening that could learn from her, and like we've talked about, the last few years have been very challenging, and if opportunities arise, go for it. And we're here to send the message that there's support. You don't have to do it alone. The SBDC is wonderful. And I admire Carrie for doing that too, because I refer so many people there and they don't go or they don't follow through. And it's such a tremendous resource for businesses.
Right. And Lorraine, even through the pandemic, you at the small business office were thinking, okay, what can we do to teach people how to get through these times? Because you have those resources to help people.
Definitely. I think that I was actually reflecting this morning that we're just a couple weeks shy of 2 years since this whole mess started. And, and I was actually very impressed, even locally, at how the nonprofits really stepped into that role of trying to, fly by the seat of their pants and quote unquote pivot as well to bring services and resources to the forefront and get the word out to businesses that they were there and able to help.
Yeah.
And, but again, since we're talking about relationships as well, And the fact that, of course, Wendy, who is very much the relationship-oriented person, and Carrie also. So, Carrie, do you have any words of advice to somebody who is starting out early in their business? How do you build those relationships?
Being on the marketing side, we see businesses from, small businesses, like I said, companies that are coming in and saying, I just have a vision and I want to start this business. I don't even know how to start. And we've got clients that are on the larger scale that we're doing, ongoing things for. But I always say there's nothing much more fulfilling than when we have somebody that comes in that says, gosh, I just have this vision and I don't know how to start it. And then we see them come to full fruition and they're successful later. So my first comment to them is always like, congratulations. First of all, you're making the first step. A lot of people talk about doing things and want to do things, but don't necessarily do it for whatever reason, not good, wrong, or indifferent, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that as a small business owner, as community people, and especially Central Minnesota, I think people really just want to support each other. And especially since COVID, I'm hearing it a lot, even on our side of the things, of like making different choices that maybe they didn't before to support other small local businesses, as we've all been affected the last 2 years for sure. So
that's true. I think sometimes we don't think about that. We have everything in our face where we can always shop at like a big box store, or we can do all of our shopping online. And our local businesses have learned, you know what? Yeah, we're going to make it easier for you because we're going to help you shop online locally. And I'm so glad that we recognize that we have that ability too. And then to let our people know this is really going to help out at home.
And that's kind of what I started during COVID and didn't really plan on it. I just started doing these videos because I had so many people that I knew, friends and clients who were struggling. Their businesses were closed, and I just didn't know what to do. So I just started, first I did that red heart balloon downtown, and then during Christmas we went around to different local businesses. And when you can, everyone's kind of a buzzword, local business, but when you really go and tour go to some of these businesses, it's just, they're so appreciative. The owners themselves are there serving you. And I mean, everyone's had such a difficult couple of years, and it's so important. So it just became my mission to support local business. And that's what I do in commercial real estate, also at Agency North and Sartell. So
I want to hear about like the buildings.
Yes.
You're telling me about the building that Carrie got. Now, how do you do? Are you just like the people on TV when you're watching? Like, now I'm going to show you something. It looks awful, but can you imagine what we can do? Is that what it was like? Or
well,
what?
Carrie, talk about your journey with that building. You'll have to look online. It's incredible, and drive down. It's right on Division Street, kind of by the library.
Okay.
Yeah, well, kind of, I think, I think I'm a visual person. So like market, it comes in different formats. But one of my side passion projects is honestly, I love taking things that people don't think looks good and making them look well.
Can you come to my house then?
Yes.
I want to. I've done a few of those.
Yeah, I want to brand my whole house.
So no, I had my team in the car one day. We had a meeting with a client across the street, and I stopped and I said, God, I think I got a vision for this place. And let's be real, it's a Quonset hut, very old. It used to be an auto mechanic shop. And I think they all looked at me like I probably didn't have enough coffee that day. But long story short, 2 days later, I had a purchase agreement on it. I ended up getting my own general contractor's license, jumped into design, and we built this a year after we started the WhiteBox brand, and in the midst of the pandemic. So nothing more fun than that.
Do you hear that she got her general contractor's license? Who does that?
I know. I'm like, you did what? That's crazy.
I mean, that's incredible.
It's like I keep looking. I don't know. This is one of those things I always want to do everything. Like, this is an avatar, right? And you're supposed to do as much. I'm like, when I get a sonography degree, I can't even do chemistry. Why do I even think about it? I can't even go there if I wanted to at this point. But Carrie's doing stuff.
So also, while we're all on here, I wanted to talk a little bit about Kelly and your relationship with her in Town Square, because she said you've been working together for,
Yeah, we've been working together for quite some time. So when you said, well, Carrie was going to be my guest, I'm like, Carrie? With that's Carrie from WhiteBox, which is so funny because we have been talking through email. Carrie may work with other clients, but for she and I, St. Cloud Orthopedics has been working with her for quite some time, and they actually do a segment with us the first Thursday of every month. So tomorrow, St. Cloud Orthopedics will be on. And she sends me the most thorough notes ever. She does research or has people at her agency do research. I'm not sure who's doing it all, but boy, she sends me.
I got a good team. Let's be honest. I'll give them the credit. Yeah.
And we always have such a good time because she really, what she does is she showcases that those people over at St. Cloud Orthopedics are our people also, and paints the picture of we've got this wonderful quality place right here in town, and she knows how to develop the right questions and who we should talk to every month, and it's really a fantastic relationship.
That's why I think it's so important for businesses to recognize that the value that can bring, because businesses are busy doing their business.
Yes.
But especially now in the past few years, the digital world is, obviously not going away. So it's more important than ever to have your marketing and everything online.
And marketing, Carrie, I mean, you're always having to learn new things that way too, right? The digital world is pretty new. I mean, it's been around. Yes, the internet's been around, but hey, things are changing.
The metaverse.
The metaverse. Well, you guys, we have
is definitely one that continues to change. You gotta. It's not dull, that's for sure.
Yeah, stay on top of it. Always exciting. We've got about 2 minutes. Wendy, anything we want to focus on here in the last couple minutes?
I guess for Carrie, and I don't know the answer to this, how has the last few years affected you? Have you seen growth, or did you have a downturn? I know what I've seen is kind of like the K curve. First they talked about the V, but it seems like businesses are either flourishing and almost can't keep up, or they're going bankrupt and just really struggling, and there's almost no in between. And for your clients, I'm sure you've had a range. What have you experienced, and what are you experiencing going forward?
Yeah, I think that, on our side, a lot of, clients and businesses are moving forward. So, the event things and all that we couldn't do, people are just engaging and moving forward. So we have been very busy continuing to hire people due to that. Seeing businesses of our clients doing very well. Some of our clients actually had a very good, like you said, either very much hurt or did very well. So I think that the positive for all of us in that is businesses are moving forward. Everybody's ready to kind of, continue to do life. And that's what we're seeing on our side.
All right. Well,
that's wonderful to hear.
It is. I hate that we're out of time because I want to keep Carrie on the phone.
I know. We could hang out all day.
I think oh, Kelly and I get to speak together today.
I never knew what she sounded like. I only know what she writes. Well, Carrie, thanks so much. It was really a pleasure speaking with you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks for asking, Wendy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Carrie, for saving us.
Yeah. It's fantastic. And I'm really glad that you had her on today. Lorraine, thank you again for being here. It's so fun having you show. I'm glad we didn't scare her off the first time. We were.
Oh, no, she'll be back.
Thank you.
All right. We have about a minute here to the top of the hour, so we're going to take a little break. And then we will have your news, we'll have the weather, and we're coming back with our very first of the year full Garden Corner hour. Joseph Storleen is going to be our first guest. He is a master gardener, and he has all kinds of topics getting us ready for spring.